Peace to hearts. Welcome to the Dynamics Podcast. Sorry I'm late. The reason why I'm late is because I had family come over, man. 12 o'clock games are horrible. So for those that follow me on Dynamics Podcast, I also have a link to the new podcast on Die Hard Liberty Podcast, whatever. The link is right there in the comments. So if you want to go on to that link to check it out or to subscribe to that channel, please do so. Because I'm right now, I'm basically doing, this is like halfway through the third quarter. So this is halftime to crunch time. I actually do the same podcast on Die Hard Knicks podcast. So this is nothing new for me, but it's definitely new for those that are looking at trying to find Liberty content. So I'm going to be doing play-by-play for this Liberty game again. I did it for the first game. I'm doing it for the second one. Today, the game is not going so well because, the Chicago Sky showed up ready. They're the defending champions. Right now, they're up 65-32. We're about sync with for what I'm looking at to what the scoreboard is here, man. So, it sucks. It's gonna be a bad game to watch, but it looks like the Liberty have a little momentum. The Chicago Sky, they have a couple of go-to scorers, so that's why they're able to maintain this lead. But the Liberty, they play good defense, and they play team basketball. So they've been on a couple runs, man. I see, like they just got a steal just now. I think that was Rebecca Allen. Rebecca Allen gives it back out to. I think they got what is that? Is that Didi playing? They got Didi playing. Didi hasn't played much all year. So here we go here. So like I said, this is Die Hard Knicks podcast host Eru to Any Star. Die Hard Eru, that's what I go by. But starting now, I'm gonna be doing Liberty content on Die Hard Liberty podcast channel. So once again, for those that are interested in that, please check out that channel. I'm actually dual streaming right now, so you can actually watch the podcast on the other channel and on both channels at the same time, I should say. So I'm getting my marbles together. Like once again, like I had family come over. That's the reason why. Like they said they were coming by, but I didn't anticipate them coming by so early, man. So I had to cut the first hour of the podcast out, to devote time to that. So right now it's still 37-67. Liberty's trading buckets right now. It's a nice little turnaround jump shot there. Was that who is that? Wow, man. So the Liberty are trying. They're emptying the bench to try to get girls opportunities here. So like I said, Didi. I'm surprised to see Didi, but number 12 also. I see she's hustling out there on the perimeter. She left her man, to go guard Candace Parker, but Candace Parker gave her right back to the shooter. So you got to have that frame of mind to stay with the shooter. Another steal here by Chicago Sky on the inside for who's this here? That's Miss Cooper. Miss Cooper on the Chicago Sky is really good, man. She's like a go-to scorer. She would probably be like the best player on the Liberty if she was on the Liberty. And that's not a knock to Sabrina, because Sabrina's the point guard. I feel like the Liberty do need a scorer like this. What's her name? Laney from the Liberty. She's usually the one that does that. She's usually the go-to scorer, but she just came back from injury, so it's going to take a while for her to get her marbles and stuff together. So anyway, it sucks to watch your team get smacked like this, especially with teams like that are top heavy, and star heavy, so that they kind of relying on the stars to do their thing. So you see the stars like Candace Parker, she's like she got that aura, like, damn, we should have did this the first game, that type of thing. But you got to respect your opponent. The Liberty is good, man. So here goes Didi. What's weird about women's basketball? It's that they're just not consistent on how they run things. Like Didi Richards, I believe her name is Richards. She she was like prominent last year. She was in the rotation last year, but this year, she barely got any minutes. Average like 2 points a game. I think 11 minutes per game this year. She barely played. But now here we go in the playoffs. Now we're gonna play her because we're down by 30. Also too, number 12 on the Liberty too. She's a good basketball player. She's like I believe she's a rookie. I gotta get these girls' names correctly. But number 12 in the Liberty, man, she's pretty good too. But when it comes down to it, you need everyone to be ready. You need everybody to be ready. That's why you need to play everybody. So number 12 right now, they seem to be featuring her. She just crossed over Candace Parker there and went all the way to the basket with the left hand layup. Yeah, she was a prolific scorer in college, man. She's doing a good job covering the perimeter. She got caught again in between because nobody's guarding. I don't know who's guarding. Because she's guarding two people there. That's twice that happened. Guys are out of position. Looks like the Liberty are going to call a timeout. Are they going to call a timeout? No, they're not. It looks like the Sky is starting to empty the bench. Here goes Dolson with a little corner 12-foot jump shot. Here goes Cooper running up the court. You can't stop these offensive players in WNBA basketball. Here goes Rebecca Allen on the outside, giving it to number 23. 23 back to Dolson, almost pulled up for three. She faked it, give it back to Didi, kicks it back out to Rebecca Allen. Ball got stolen by Cooper again. Nice little sham guard to get open. So it's just basically a 2-on-2 game with Candace Parker and Cooper. They're just playing 2-on-2, With the other shooters, they're hitting their shots, and the two go-to guys are just playing 2-on-2. While the Liberty has basically their whole bench out there. So anyway, the score right now, as you can see on the screen, it says 75-41, but it's actually 77-41. I'm at my timestamp, 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in this game. So Chicago Sky got a little pep in their step. But let me tell you this, man, they got to come back to New York. Right now they're playing the second game in Chicago. So they on I guess the third game will be in New York, and we'll see what's up. So it was interesting. I like to watch, I like to watch body language with certain players, man. Like I said, women they can't, like, if they're like got the upper thing on you, there's a different feel that women give off compared to men. Like men, they do it's like the chest pounding type of thing. Maybe they might talk a little bit, but the women, they got the swag. They got the they got the little swag like that going on. Because you can definitely see that happening with number 35. I see it with Candace Parker. I see it with Cooper, and I see it with their whole team. Their whole team got that swag. So it's all good. We shout out to you guys. Shout out to Kareem Grant. Yeah, man, they're getting spanked big time. Little Ralphie was good. Little Ralphie here. Women's basketball is a fucking joke. Take the clothes off and play. See, Ralphie, that's no good. Ralphie, that's no good. The thing with women's basketball is just they don't they don't jump out the gym. So my thing, little Ralphie, right? You want the women to take their clothes off. I think men that say stuff like that. I know you're just joking, but I know a lot of people that say that they're not joking. The reason why, because I think they like to see the men flexing. They like to see the sweat glistening off the men's muscles, because you hear people commenting about, oh, look at his workout, look at him, he's looked like he's in good shape. I think quiet as kept, a lot of guys are having homoerotic fantasies about Russell Westbrook jumping and putting his balls in your face. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to go there you go. So for those that are following, that are WNBA fans, I'm sorry about that, but this is your boy E-Rule. That's how I give it up sometimes on the channel. But when I watch this game, I'm not thinking about like the looks, or anything like that. I'm not thinking about that they're women. I'm just looking at the basketball. Truthfully, I'm looking at the game of basketball. I love basketball. Even though there's certain girls here too, like Didi. Didi's, I think Didi's attractive. I keep mentioning her because I think she's attractive. That's a natural thing. But it makes you wonder why when guys talk about sports, and they talk about the men's game, and then they cap so hard, especially for the Knicks perspective, they cap so hard for R.J. Barrett and their favorite player. You wonder if they subliminally wanna do something sexual to them. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. If you're gonna give it up, you gotta take it back. Both ways. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. So anyway, back to the game. Score's getting out of hand now. 81-41. Wow, we're getting smacked by 40. That's kind of embarrassing. But at the same time, we have our bench out there. We have our bottom five chicks on the court right now. You got Dangerfield. Dangerfield was Rookie of the Year, but she's been playing horrible the last 2 seasons. We got the young lady. What's her name? Miss Han. You can't expect Han to chase down faster forwards. She's like 7 foot, 6'10". I can see the crowd. Like I said, even the crowd in WA is a little bit different. The way that they cheer for certain players, like they're up by 40, and you see the crowd. They're all doing like this, whatever. But then watch when we go back to New York. We'll see if the Liberty is able to hold these girls off, and then we'll see what kind of celebrating they'll be doing. So we got the young lady Han just hit a 3-point shot. As time goes on, I think this young lady Han, she's from China. She's like one of the best players in China, best young players in China. I think she's like only like 22. So I see her becoming a starter next year. They really need to incorporate her into the thing, because there's no use of bringing her over to China with all their restrictions, and she has to go through so much with the green card and stuff like that. For her to come to New York to play, Liberty, and then you're coming off the bench. Look, she just got a rebound and put it right back up. You can't really jump with her, you know. Yeah, so they need to do a mercy rule in WNBA, man. Being up by 40 is crazy. Yeah, but the Liberty right now, like I said, they're playing most of their backup players. Right now in the game, I know they got Han in the game. I believe the young lady that was doing well, is that Willoughby? Let me see. Is it only? I don't really have the numbers here, but I know it's young ladies that barely played. They barely played all year. These are the ones that are playing now. So all of the starters, Sabrina's not playing. We got what's her name? Howard is not playing. Laney's not playing. So they're saving our best players, just because the game is out of hand. There's no use for it. If it was Tom Thibodeau, the whole starting lineup would be out there. Still down by 40, we have the whole starting lineup in the game. So it is what it is. I'm just watching the commercials and stuff. I made some comments earlier in the last pod about like endorsement deals. I see Clorox wipes, say, well, are you trying to be funny? Like, Clorox wipes and wiping down stuff and whatever. So, it makes you wonder what they're thinking about advertising and stuff like that. I see Indeed is here. I'm just paying attention to it. A couple of WNBA promos. But if it's a women's game, you need to cater to the women. Get them to get them endorsement deals, man. It doesn't have to be, makeup all the time. Everything is makeup. Every time they show them, they always got to be all dressed up and dolled up. They're going about it wrong. So shout out to Ralphie. I know I got I still got that comment up there. It's kind of freaky a little bit, but I still got that comment up there. But talking about the way they look and stuff like that. Even the WNBA does that. It's like they make them dress up a certain way just so they can show them, oh, look how beautiful you are, strong, and all this other bullshit. But I think that's the wrong marketing standpoint. They need to market the game, not market. They're not. This is not like a runway show. This is basketball. So they really need to market the game, and really market stuff around the game. I see Flex It, inside, they're talking about working out, Cheddar, of course, Revlon. This is sports, like in men's, and like for us, we don't see, like, it's not a whole bunch of like it's not like Manscaped commercials and hair product commercials for men. It's not like that. They show other stuff. They show sports commercials. They show like Icy Hot, that type of thing. They need to do that type of advertisement in between games. Keep it about the game. Make sure everything is about the game. I think that would help a lot, because it will stop a lot of people from instinctively just going to the jokes all the time. It's the same thing like, oh yeah, back in the days, Michael Jordan used to play with plumbers. We used to play with firemen and plumbers. I mean, come on, man. That joke is tired. Just like I'm saying, oh, they need to get naked and they need to do this in order for me to be interested. That's not the right way to go. That joke is getting played out, man. WNBA been out for a long time. Yeah, man. So it's good to say. I cannot wait to the next game. I'm excited watching. I get my feet wet here, trying to get my trying to get my Liberty game up. Getting used to the players and stuff, getting used to what's happening with the Liberty. Because like I said, I enjoy watching the Liberty, but like I said, it's hard to find games a lot of times. A lot of times they have blackout games or whatever, or like sometimes the games are just on weird times. You just can't really check out the games really a lot of times. Or sometimes you just forget about it, man. Just for the simple fact that it's just not advertised as much as the NBA is. So you just forget that they're playing. But you're just getting used to these young ladies. So the Liberty are definitely playing some of the deep cut players here. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Let me identify some of these young ladies here. Make this a little bit bigger. Give these girls some play. So they definitely are playing Michaela Oninawe. I can never pronounce her name. And then what's the other young lady? This Didi right here. She was playing a little bit earlier. There's someone else that was playing that haven't played all year that's playing right now. It's not Rebecca. So they don't even have it's Miss Willoughby. So this is Miss Willoughby. She's a very aggressive basketball player. Yeah, put her up on the screen here. She's a very aggressive scorer. The Liberty has not done a good job. This is her in Virginia. She was a very good scorer in Virginia, man. I used to follow her career. I was excited when the Liberty drafted her, but they haven't been able to incorporate her into the game. Which is sad. Because now you're looking at it. There's a girl here that can score the way she can score. You can see it at number 13 on the screen for those that are watching. She's a good basketball player. You know what I'm saying? So, and she's a leader. You can see her talking, the way that she's giving up the energy wise. She needs to play. So, it just makes you wonder what the agenda is with the WNBA when it comes to players and stuff. Because I don't know if they're doing old school where they're playing veterans and not allowing the young girls to play. The 22 years old and still not playing. It's like crazy, man. Didi, like I keep bringing up Didi Richards. Let me sure I get her name right too, man. Yeah, Didi Richards. I'll put her up here. She's pretty tall. She's pretty tall for a point guard. She runs point. So this is her here. She's a great personality, man. Good. She plays good defense, decent jump shot. You would think that they would utilize her skills. This young lady here, Dangerfield. She was a rookie of the year, but she's been very inconsistent the last 2 years. She actually got waived from her team because she was playing so bad. This girl here, she went for the UConn. She played really well there. You Team USA and all that stuff. But now she's not doing well, so she shouldn't be playing. Some of these girls that are benched for no reason, they're the ones that should be playing. But they pick her up off of waivers and immediately throw her into the rotation. And to me, that's just not the right thing to do. You got to play. You got to play according to the strengths of the team, not according to the narrative. So the people up top, they definitely have a big say on what's going on the court, and I just don't think that's a good idea. That's another problem with the WNBA. If you want to talk about problems, that's definitely problems with the WNBA. Like I said, Natasha Howard is good. Laney's good. Dolson is good. Sabrina is good. Sammy Whitcomb, she's really good. Marine Johannes, she's one of my favorite players. Marine Johannes, I think she should be starting next to Sabrina. But I think she came off the bench again for Dangerfield because they're still waiting for Dangerfield to wake up. Let me check out the points for today. So far, nobody with double figures. With a score of 46 points in the fourth quarter, there's definitely not going to be any double figure scores here. But like I'm saying here, you got one I can never pronounce her name, but this young lady right here. Let me put her face up here. She's another young lady that's a really good aggressive scorer, man. I really love her game. When the Liberty drafted her, I was excited too because she was like a fearless scorer. Almost like I can't even describe of the aggressive way that she scores. She definitely needs to be in a rotation. And I know for a fact that she's definitely kicking ass in practice. So you can't tell me that. So she definitely needs to be in a rotation at some point. Because you're just wasting her on the bench. By not playing her. So the same thing. Willoughby and Michelle, I call her Michelle. Both of these young ladies, number 12 and number 13, they both needed to be in this rotation now. Cut the BS. If Crystal Dangerfield is not going to be playing well, she needs to come off the bench, and then you need to upgrade some of these young ladies in here to help this team out. Especially with Laney. Laney was hurt most of the year. She just came back, and even though she was hurt all year, these young ladies still didn't play. So that's a big problem. And I don't want to say anything bad about the coach because this is consistent, even with the prior coach, that the Liberty had before this one. This young lady here, there's a coach. I believe that she used to be the coach of Seattle, I believe, or she was the coach of a team that won recently. So she's a good coach. But I mean, it's definitely an influence in the front office to tell the coach who to play, and that needs to be done away. That's old school. And that's killing the game, to tell you the truth. That's killing the game. You got to let these coaches coach the game. Yeah, man. So 50 to 85 is disgusting, man. Yeah, I'm not even good at math. So I believe what's that, 35 points, 35-point lead. Liberty's still playing hard, but the Chicago Sky, they really was going hard with their starters. They still got some of the starters out there. Because Didi's running point. She's too big to run point. Her handle's not that good. She just got stripped just now. Not even stripped. She just got held off or she just lost the ball. So like I'm saying, there's a big problem with visually watching the game with WNBA. Let the coaches do what they do rather than have the front office come in. Candace Parker, I can't front, is pissing me off. Let's do this, man. Since they're losing. Well, they're going to commercial now, but since they're losing, I'll put some game footage on the screen here. You know what I'm saying? What they're gonna do? Cut the tab off? We're losing by 40, man. So if they cut me off of YouTube, that wouldn't be such a big deal today. So I'll put the score back up there. So like I said, once the young ladies come back, I'll put the actual game on the screen so we can just watch the last few minutes of this game together. Of course I'll tap it in and out just so that so we don't get caught out there. So anyway, I'm saying what's up to everybody here. Thanks for everyone that popped in. Once again, for anybody that's interested, take a look at this link here. It's at the top of the chat. I forgot to pin it, but this is the actual link to the other channel, the Diehard Liberty podcast channel. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it that name. We'll see. But that's the name tentatively right now. I'm starting to add. I made a logo. A couple things going on with that page there. So if you're interested, please go to that channel and subscribe. I'll start to add more videos to this and continue to grow that channel for as long as people seem to be interested. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm starting to get a little bit of views. People are wondering what's going on over there. People are peeping in. I could tell. I could tell through the analytics and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes, man. Once again, shout out to Kareem. Kareem is always hanging out with me. I definitely appreciate you, my brother. Almighty Finesse, score is crazy. That's like little league scores. See, that's the problem. That's the problem with the WNBA game. But as I'm talking, guys, I'm giving the reason why that's happening, because you got two bona fide scorers that was great in college. Like I'm telling you, Willoughby and Michelle, both of those two young ladies were dominant scorers in college, man. But then you get to the WNBA and they don't play for the first 2 years. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. They need to incorporate those young ladies into the game, because it's not like they're 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, because that doesn't happen in the WNBA. Young ladies usually stay all 4 years, like I said, 22-year-old rookies, 23-year-old players, they're only first and second year players. Man, these young ladies need to play. If they're good, they need to play. This waiting for the veterans to play. The cream got to rise, man. You got to let the coach the team. The front office cannot interfere, and that's the big problem with the WNBA. Shout out to my Finesse. You got I Am Jarrell hanging out here trying to see what the hell I'm doing here. Yo, let me shout out to I Am Jarrell. I Am Jarrell is starting a football channel, guys. So check out I Am Jarrell if you're not following him already on social media. But take a look. I don't know if he wants to announce it yet. If you want to announce it, bro, you can just let me know. I'll make a little comment about it. But he's definitely starting a football channel. So if anybody's into that, it's going to be a Giants channel. So I'll definitely be popping in and helping him out with that. And helping that channel grow as well too, man. Because we need some good sports channels with people like us. You know what I'm saying? People that look like us that we relate to. Out on the screen, man. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be man, woman, or child. We need to get more diversity out there in some of these podcasts. And just like, guys talk like this, according to sources and stuff like that. The way that they talk, I just don't agree. It just doesn't resonate with me. The people that a lot of people don't like to see what I say. I do a lot of stuttering. I do a lot of cursing. I don't give a fuck. But people can relate to it. So that that's why people are following the channel and they support, because they see somebody they relate to. So that's the reason why I do it, because I know you starve for it, because I'm starving for it. And I actually enjoy my own channel. So that's funny, man. So anyway, here we go with the Liberty. These young ladies here are actually doing pretty good here. Number 13, that's Willoughby. Brought the ball up the court pretty good there. He goes 44, is Laney trying to get position. It's kind of sloppy here. Can't even get a post drop in there. But my thing is, you got Han here from China, 6'10", but they're posting up Laney. Every single time down, Han needs to get the ball and thing. You see what I'm trying to say? It's like somebody up top has got to be telling the coach, oh, let's post Laney in the post. But meanwhile, we got a 6'10" young lady that dominates the Chinese international basketball. She dominates that league. When she comes to the WNBA, can't even get a post up. So it's bugged out, man. Definitely bugged out. So anyway, Anthony Barker's here. Are the Liberty going to make the playoffs? We actually are in the playoffs. So like I was saying, I was this is actually crunch time for those that are peeping in here that never seen me do this. Whatever. I sometimes not last season, but the season before, I was doing halftime to crunch time, and then I upgraded halftime to crunch time to actual full game watch-alongs. Sometimes when I'm late, like today, I would just transform it into a halftime to crunch time show. where I come in at halftime, give a halftime report, and then I give a play-by-play the rest of the way. Sometimes I have guests. Ian Jarrell, he popped in a couple times, to help me out, just to chop it up, talk about whatever, just like I'm doing now. So that's what I do with these watch-alongs. So that's what I'm doing here. So I mean, we actually are in the playoffs. This is the first round of the playoffs. The Liberty, it was the 7th seed in the playoffs, and they're playing the number 2 seed, Chicago Sky, and the Chicago Sky is the defending champions. So that's why you see such a lopsided score at 89-52. The Liberty actually won game 1. So for those that are wondering why the lopsided score, who's the last one to say that? Yeah, the score's looking crazy mighty for this, but if you look back in the 80s with the mighty Lakers show and the Larry Bird Celtics, there were a lot of blowouts. There were like 30-point blowouts in the finals. You know what I'm saying? So it happens. But here's one thing: they played 2 games straight in Chicago. Now for game 3, you got to go to New York in the deciding game in Brooklyn. I think I might actually look to see if I can get tickets for that, man. I broke my toe, so I can't even move. I can't really walk too well at the moment, man. But if I can get myself to the Barclays to watch a Liberty game, I think I might do that. And I also need to upgrade the gear. If I'm gonna be doing Liberty podcasts, I need to get some Liberty gear colors up in here, man. So maybe pop by the Barclays and check that out. Only for the Liberty. I ain't going there for no Nets. I might go there for a concert. I might go there to watch some boxing. But the Liberty, I go there and support the Liberty, even though the Nets are affiliated with them. I go and support the Liberty, just off of GP, because they used to be a part of the Knicks umbrella. Yeah, man, I talked about that too. This is like you can yeah, man, she's Honda 6'10". I mean, I don't understand why they don't dump it inside to her every single time down. She's not very strong, but when the ball comes off the rim, she just reaches her hand up and gets it. Nobody can jump with her. So I don't understand why they just don't go for her. Why they just go to her every single time. But I lost my train of thought. With the Liberty. The Liberty used to be an MSG. So there's a lot of logistic problems. Here goes Esty. They have an Esty commercial here for because they think women are watching. So come on, the women that are watching are sports fans. So I don't want to see nothing about SD and like all that stuff. Knits and knit things and stuff that you buy on SD. Like I'm quite sure if you're a basketball fan, you don't want to see that. You want to see basketball stuff. You're a sports fan. You're in the mall. You're watching sports. You're not watching the Lifetime channel. You know what I'm saying? Lifetime channel, you can have an SD commercial. But for the WNBA, there shouldn't be no damn SD commercials. Come on, man, that's crazy. Yeah, man. So what I was saying, the logistics with the Garden to Westchester, that commute was crazy. Because I mean, a lot of these young ladies, they're not millionaires. They were making basic salary like us. Like regular salary they were making. So a lot of these young ladies aren't millionaires. They're not living in mansions and stuff. So I mean, they got to take cabs and they got to take the bus. They're taking the train, that type of thing. They being roommates and stuff. They live in the hood in Brooklyn. So I think Dee and these young ladies, I think they live like down in like the hood as roommates and shit. So it's kind of bugged out, But it is what it is. So logistics wise, I'll put the game up in a second. Logistics wise, it's just a nightmare for them. That's why they started playing in the Westchester Arena, which was a horrible arena. That arena is like horrible. It's like almost like a 50s arena. It's like an old school 50s arena. It's really huge on the outside, but on the inside, the seating is atrocious. It was almost like a church gym. So that was embarrassing. So I mean, they were there because it was more convenient for the young ladies. But even still, some of the young ladies were taking like I said, taking cabs and taking freaking mass transit to get to the games so they can get to the games. That's crazy, man. And then, like a lot of them, they couldn't even afford to live in a neighborhood in Westchester. It's weird. It was just a weird situation. So the Knicks couldn't really house them. They couldn't take care of them properly. And also too the MSG. I keep saying Knicks, but the MSG people actually got in trouble for chartering flights and stuff like that, stuff that they weren't supposed to do because that's in their collective bargaining agreement. So they weren't able to spend the money, like because every team has to be able to spend the money the same way. But the Knicks, they're one of the more MSG is one of the more wealthy companies, so they were able to treat them and give them perks that they weren't supposed to get according to their collective bargaining agreement. You feel me? So that's why they're playing in the Barclays Center right now, because the Barclays Center, the practice facilities in the Barclays Center. And like I said, like I know for a fact Didi, because I follow her, because I'm stalking her on the low. I'm just joking, but I mean they actually live in Brooklyn. So they could just jump in the train or jump in the cab and just go, or just walk. They could. Like, I literally watched them one time. I think Didi made a video with a couple of the young ladies, and they actually walked from where they lived to the Barclays Center for practice. So that's the reason why MSG is not in control of the Liberty right now. So if anybody was wondering about that. So Kareem Grant, I see you wanted to know what happened to Rebecca Lobo. She was dope too, man. She had problems with her knees, I believe. So it just just the bad juju that New York teams have, man. When we drafted Rebecca Lobo, they tried to get everybody going to their hometown teams, and that backfired because, like I said, she ended up having knee issues and stuff. So I actually have the game here on the screen. So like I said, if you get kicked off, man, listen, we're getting blown up by 40 something. So it is what it is, man. So let me see if I can make this a little bigger for you guys to check it out. Pause. Sorry for the young ladies that are watching. But if anybody's watching it, and young lady pulls up and sees this podcast and wondering what's going on here, I'm going to be doing this podcast. As long as the Liberty are in the playoffs right now, I'll do some updates and some Liberty news and those type of things on the channel. If anyone is interested in helping out that channel, please hit me up. Let's see what's up. You know what I'm saying? So the Chicago Sky are just piling it on right now. They just hit a 3 in the corner. The whole arena's going crazy. This is not a good atmosphere. I do not like Didi as a point guard, especially she don't play. She doesn't play often. So they got her out there playing. Her handle looks weak. Chicago Sky are running us down now. They just they're stealing the ball and just going fast break layups on us. They weren't doing that the last game, I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? They were not doing that the last game. So here we go. They're on timeout. So let me pull it off here. But that's crazy, man. They weren't doing that the last game. I'll tell you that. Candace Parker, like she was crying the last game. So they're back on commercial again. So like I said, I'm just watching the commercial. It goes another Clorox commercial. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say here? We're trying to say here, WNBA. You want the young ladies to make sure that that they can clean good. Got the Clorox wipes. Come on, man. No, it's just poor choice. It's a poor choice for advertisement. You got Indeed.com too. What's Indeed.com? It's like a resume spot, so they want women to work. So they got Indeed, because I didn't see this Indeed commercial too many times. So they got Clorox commercial and Indeed commercial. So they want women to make sure they get a job, and if they can't get a job, make sure you're able to clean. Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, once again, I'm sorry about the language. I try to keep the language to a minimum in the early days, early part of the day. Right now it's 1:55. Game is almost over, guys. We're what's the time stamp here? We got 2 minutes left, so let's rock out. Let's put the screen up here, and I'll just leave it up here for the rest of the game. So I mean, because this should go quick. I don't think they're gonna be doing too many stoppages here. Yeah, so there we go. You can take out my tabs here. I got Hulu up top. I got Twitter. I got YouTube up there, along with ESPN for anyone that's wondering. Yeah, man. Ultimately, what's good, man? I see you posting here. Sabrina will grow. Yeah, man. She was hurt her first year. She had she was hurt. She only played three games when she was on a roll too. She was averaging 18, and then the next season she came in. She averaged 11. She did well. This year she averaged 17. 7 rebounds, 6 assists. She's going crazy, but I don't think she's a point guard. I really think they need to get an extra ball handler to play with her. You know what I'm saying? They're resting her right now, which is incredible. But 12 and 13, I'm very excited about those two players. Didi is the biggest player on the court right now, but she's the point guard. To me, that's incredible. They run Didi as a point guard, but she's the tallest player on the court at the moment. So that's crazy. So I like this is Willoughby right here. For those that are watching here, Willoughby is the one at the free throw line. You see her communicating, just the engagement. like I said, as a college player, she was a big time scorer, number 13. So I'm a big fan of her game. So I would like to see the Liberty utilize her and put her in the mix. Shout out to number 12 too. Number 12 was running right next to her. She has the black sleeve on her foot on her leg there. She's also a great scorer. So the Liberty got to figure out a way to get these young ladies incorporated into the offense here. He goes to Chicago Sky. They're just doing what they want to do. The Liberty don't have a shot blocker out there. They have like basically 4 guards. It's gonna be 5 guards. They're running 5 guards right now. So they basically just trying to keep their main players out of trouble. Rebecca Allen is really like the only big man there. She's there, number 9. She's stuck there. 3-second violation probably. He goes Dangerfield. Dangerfield just chucks up a 3. Like I said, Dangerfield was the rookie of the year. She averaged 16 points a game, and then since then she just fell off the earth. I don't know what happened with her. He goes somebody else open, number 35. Here we go, Willoughby again with a nice rebound. Here goes Dangerfield pushing the ball up the court. She gets the ball up to Michelle, whatever. I can't pronounce her name. She has like a deep cut African name, man. I just cannot get it, man. But she's dope though. So I'm gonna call her Mo. Mo. Let me see what else she's saying here. You got to leave the game and go through TSA. Yeah, they still fly commercial because it's illegal. I was mentioning that before. It's illegal for them to for the teams to charter them planes. So they literally got to go to TSA with the rest of us, take the shoes off and stuff like that. Like, come on, man, what kind of nonsense is that? And they're talking about expanding teams. How you expanding teams when you can't get those things in order? That I shouldn't be fighting WNBA players for seats on a plane. It's like crazy. Out of bounds by Chicago Sky. You guys can see the game. There's no reason to do a play-by-play for this, man. It's just crazy. So he's gonna Rebecca. I got you, man. Let's talk about Laney played really well. The whole team played really well. The whole starting lineup played well, and also to the young lady from France. Can't get her name at the moment. Young lady from France, she did well too. She had that behind the back pass she threw. So we was kicking their ass the last game, man. It wasn't funny last game, but now look at everybody dancing and prancing in the audience. Didi just threw that shit up there. I'm kind of surprised at Didi, man. She looked like she haven't played forever. She has that look, like her legs are probably on fire. It's because she hasn't played. She just hasn't played in a while. It's weird. So anyway, this game is over. So I just want you guys to see these faces here. See how they are. Now watch the next game. You're gonna see Candace Park and all these chicks crying. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Keep the juices flowing. You know what I'm saying, for the rivalries and just for Liberty fans, man. So once again, so if any young ladies that are watching that pop onto this, man, if you're interested in being a part of the show, just pop into the chat. Don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying. See what's going on, and we can make it happen here with the Die Hard Liberty podcast, man. Like I said, that's a tentative name. I think I might change it, or I might just keep it. It depends on what everyone says. And I hope to see more people popping in here, subscribing and stuff like that, and we can just grow together and keep this Liberty fan base strong, man. Because the Liberty can either expand or they can crumble again. Crumbling the WNBA would be bad PR. So but look at everybody. Look at everybody so happy like they won a championship. That's, like I said, women celebrate the game a little bit different than men do. They a lot of smiling and stuff like that. But when they lose, you see a lot of crying and things of that nature. So anyway, I don't want to see no interviews and stuff like that. I'll wrap it up. So because I still have family here, waiting patiently for me to get out the room, so we can continue the little meetup we have here. So anyway, shout out to Roger Rogelio Cooper. This Liberty channel is a great idea. Thank you. Yeah, no doubt, man. Like I said, I don't want to massacre your name, Rogelio Cooper. Keep tuning in. Please subscribe. Once again, hit the thumbs up or whatever so people can see it. Because there literally is no Liberty podcast channel. I can't believe it. Like after the fact, you see all the networks giving their little 2-minute, 3-minute, sometimes 5 minutes, but it's usually 2 and 3. It's not really so much in-depth coverage of the WNBA. There's a lot of little bullshit clips just giving highlights and small comments and stuff. It's because of the excuse me, it's really because of the fans. Because if the people that actually love the team are not doing what we do as Knicks fans, then what are we doing here? So I'm hoping to encourage other channels to pop up, young ladies that really know the team and love it just as much as I love the Knicks. Like I said, I love the Liberty too. I'm very familiar with a lot of these players. I follow them. I follow their stats. I follow their careers. If the Liberties are doing good, I tune in and whenever I can. But there's some young ladies out there that are diehard Liberty fans, and they're not doing this. They need to do this. They need to get out there and do some podcasts, man. And if you're interested, like I said, and you're maybe a little afraid or something, this is definitely a channel for you because I welcome you with open arms, and we can get this popping. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. For everybody that popped in here, I got to get out of here. This is your boy Evil, as I do on the Die Knicks podcast show. 4 fingers to the floor, tucking the thumb salute, and I'll see you guys later. Next time you see me, you might see some Liberty stuff. We'll see. The channel's growing. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. Evil out. Peace.